Welcome to Ask Casey, a new series from Ahead of the Breach, where our host, Casey Cammilleri, answers your most pressing security questions. If you'd like to have a question answered in a future episode, drop us a note at podcast@sprocketsecurity.com.
First thing is change the mindset. Make sure everyone on your team, from upper management to the individual contributors, are on board with security being a competency that is continuously happening, not an assessment. So if you embrace the mindset change all the way from when you go to purchase a solution or build a solution, every step along the way, you think of it from a continuous standpoint. So that's step one. Then you want to understand your attack surface. That's a challenge. You need to be able to build a system that can dynamically discover assets that's related to your organization, and also when they change, because that's opportunity for risk to creep in. You want to avoid working proactive security with lists, rules of engagements. Things are like, here's a set of targets, go ahead and test that, because next week those targets may have moved, may have changed, scope may have increased, may have decreased. And also don't just exclude things for the sake of, hey, I know this system is, maybe a little bit weaker, so don't test that system. Attackers don't have to think like that. So in your security program, you shouldn't do that as well. Then you need to tune that attack surface management, because all those different changes are different degrees of importance, different opportunities for risk to be there. For example, you have a website. It stands up a new URL on that website. Is it just a blog post using the same framework, or is it a whole new plugin for WordPress that comes with a bunch of different attack surfaces? You need to treat those things differently. So tuning the attack surface management engine about the things you care about and the things that are related to security testing is extremely important. Then you need to create repeatable tests. You need to be able to take something, whether it's bleeding edge or a well-known technique and tactic that attackers use. You need to build it in a fashion that you can run it over and over. And even if you can't 100% automate that and it requires some human involvement, you need to build workflows and frameworks that can be repeated. So when new attack surface comes up, or when there's change in the infrastructure of the application, that you can repeat that over and over. And if you're a very large enterprise, you're going to need to do that for scalability purposes in order to actually test everything. And then lastly, you need to support dynamic reporting as well. So if you do have that test, do you have insight into that test, whether it was successful or whether it was not successful, whether your controls blocked it, whether they didn't block it? Can you answer a question of what are all my critical severities, or what are all the issues that were identified from this time frame? Can you search? Can you sort? Can you do all that? You definitely don't want to do that with static reports. You need some sort of framework for reporting and getting the information and the true value out of testing.
Thanks for tuning into Ask Casey. If you'd like to have your security question answered in a future episode, drop us a note at podcast@sprocketsecurity.com. We'll be back with more insights from Casey Cammilleri every other week here on Ahead of the Breach.